What is up, friends? Welcome back to another summer 2025 photo shoot. So today is August 2nd, Saturday, August 2nd, and it's about 3 o'clock right now. I just drove out to Viroqua, Wisconsin. It's about an hour away, so I don't come out here too much at all. It's just a bit of a drive, but yeah, I'm at a new spot today. Just some hiking trails back here. It's called Hubbard Hills, I'm pretty sure. And this is episode 8, I'm pretty sure. 7 or 8, I don't know. Can't really keep track at this point. But yeah, out at a new spot, just some hiking trails over here. And there's a couple little, there's a couple other kind of entrances, or I guess spots to go hiking around this area. Not too far away from here. They're all kind of within like 10 minutes, so we may go check that out as well. But yeah, it's about 3 o'clock, so sunset is 8:30, so we got plenty of time here. But it is, I will say, it's pretty smoky today. We're getting a lot of wildfire smoke coming in from Canada right now, so it's very hazy out. I don't know if you guys can kind of see, but it's pretty smoky. But I don't know. We'll see what we can get over here. Just check out a new area. Probably pretty forested and stuff like that. But we'll see if we can't spot some like farm fields and maybe like a house here and there. So yeah, we'll go check it out. Yeah, totally new spot. Just far enough away where I don't come out here too often at all. So we'll go check this out. Nice shot here right away. Just looking at the house through the trees. Nice forested shot here. The bench is getting lit up with that sunlight. Looks pretty good. Yeah, so pretty much this whole past week we've been getting like super hazy conditions from these wildfires up in Canada. It's like not as bad now, but it was pretty bad not too long ago. Like this past week it was just super smoky everywhere, but today it's gotten better. Okay, let's see. There's tons of trails back here. Kind of just gotta pick where you want to go. We are certainly out here in farm country. All right, I've been hiking for some time now. It's like 4 o'clock. And these are definitely like mountain biking trails because they're switchbacking all over the place. But just hoping something will pop out here eventually. This trail just keeps going. Cornfield up there. So this trail, it's gonna go along this ridge line and then into that area over there. So we'll just keep going. I think I might take a shot of this actually. Really blue sky, but I just took a landscape here looking back at the farmhouse with the 24mm. I don't know if it'll turn out, but super bright. Maybe it'll look better on the way back. It's lower light. Okay, I think there's gonna be a shot up here with this stuff. Nice landscape here, guys. Kind of in this little trail, and there's a big field right here, but this little trail here getting lit up by the sun is really nice. And I don't know if you guys can kind of see, but that haze, that kind of thin smoke haze kind of there off in the distance, it's kind of adding a different element to the photo. It's a bit interesting, but I'm going super low exposure to really make these shadows pop on this guy. And I just think this is kind of cool. You probably can't even see it really in the photo, but way out there in the distance, you got a little water tower kind of hidden there in the background. Pretty nice shot there. I like that one a lot. Let's crouch down a little bit to get that too. Very nice. That was the first real good one of the day here. Took a while, but we got there. We'll see. Something in here. Okay, friends, it's about 4:30 right now, and I finally made it to the main attraction point here for this photo shoot today. I saw this on the map, and hopefully you guys can see that all right, but yeah, there's a farm shed kind of hidden in this brush over here, and I'm gonna try and get in there and snag some photos of this thing. Looks pretty cool. Just kind of a real old looking shed. So yeah, I saw this on the map and noticed the trail went right by it here. So we'll just get in there and check it out. First shot here of the shed. Just landscape kind of backed up here, but really like all this sun in the foreground hitting the shed as well, and then this kind of open sky you can see over here. Just a nice composition, pretty low exposure to make all those shadows pop. Yeah, really cool shot here. So I'm gonna try and get in closer, see what we can do. It's thick back here, very thick. All right, guys, we are here. This thing is pretty sketchy, I gotta say. I would not recommend doing this, but I'm doing it for the photos. You can hear this thing creaking. Yeah, this thing is sketchy as hell, but we made it. And I just got to show you guys this. This looks pretty nuts. That's pretty crazy. Pretty cool looking. All right, kind of stepped out of that inside of there just to grab this outside shot, vertical shot here, and just cut off right at this tree here, and then I'm about right in here, getting those sunspots on the roof there. And I don't know if you guys can kind of see, but those leaves up there getting lit up by the sun, they're actually turning a tint of yellow. Turning a little bit yellow. Little sign of fall right there. But love this shot. This is a beautiful shot. I really like this kind of open sky too. Over there, it kind of just makes it look cool. Got an old John Deere tractor sitting there. And just a second ago, the sunlight was just hitting the seat perfectly. So I was getting some shots just like this, landscape style, right in here, just like this. And yeah, that sun was just, you guys just missed it. And I knew I didn't have much time there, but it was just hitting the seat just perfectly against the tractor. But I just think this is so cool looking. Just right in the, I'll go widescreen here, wide angle. Yeah, this is a crazy cutscene. Looking out at all the fields. Definitely a bit sketchy, but worth the shots. I will say that. Well, that was super cool. Man, I was getting super sweaty just taking those shots through there. Yeah, it was just, I was crouching down, getting dirty, but that was super dope. But I think that's pretty much all the shots I was kind of looking at around this shed. Might get some more kind of just looking at the outside here, but this was a really sick find. Really cool. But yeah, I would not recommend going into old rundown creaking sheds, but I came out unscathed, so that's good. Really cool vertical shot here. Looking in at the barn, just on the outside. Cut off right at this tree here. And about right here. And just trying to include those trees at the top, or the leaves, sorry. You can really see that yellow tint right now on those leaves. On the top there of the shed, really giving that kind of late summer, August vibe in this shot right here. Those leaves are certainly getting a lot of sun, and they're starting to turn. Yeah, that's sweet. Really cool looking. Where's the John Deere's right there. But this was a really awesome find. This gave a lot of good shots right here. So super happy with this little gem right here. But yeah, that was awesome, dude. A lot of sick shots coming out of that spot right there. So definitely worth it to go and check that out. But it's about 5:30 right now. So I think we're just gonna walk this trail through this woods a little bit further. But I think this is pretty much it. We're pretty much at the turning around point, and so this like connecting trail that we took along the cornfield here to get to this area. I was gonna do this anyway. Like I was thinking I might have to drive over here because there's a little parking spot down by the road down there to get to this area, but we just walked over here, or hiked over here. So pretty much, yeah, I've looked at pretty much everything I came here to look at so far. There was one other photo shoot area over by some trout fishing creeks about 10 minutes away, but I don't know if we're gonna get to that today. It's just already getting pretty late in the day here. I know sunset's not till 8:30, but I'm probably not gonna stay out here all the way till sunset because I do have about an hour drive to get back. So it's kind of what's going on right now, but we are yeah, we're approaching the turning around point. So super happy with those shots right there though, guys. Those pretty much satisfied with the photo shoot after those. I mean, anything after this is just pretty much a bonus. So super happy with it. Turned out perfect. We caught it at a really good time too. I mean, 5:30, the sun is just coming down through the trees there, you know. Probably another hour, be pretty low light, so good timing, and we got it good. Well, there's the road down there, guys. There's a little barn down there too. But I don't know if I want to hike all the way down there, to be honest. I don't know. Don't know if it would be worth it. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna turn around I don't think it'd really be worth it to hike all the way down there. And we're closing in on 6, so yeah, gonna turn around. I've got a long hike back. We started at like 3, so it's been like 2.5 hours, but it'll probably take me, probably not gonna do like many photos on the way back. So we pretty much got everything we came here for. So it'll probably take me like an hour to hike all the way back here, 45 minutes. But definitely a very cool area for sure. Definitely out here. We're out here in the boonies. Very wooded, backcountry. All right, I'm gonna get on this hike. I got quite a ways to go. So yeah, probably won't be doing much photos on the way out. Just kind of gonna head down and truck on out of here. So if I see anything, I'll capture it for you guys, but probably just see you back at the truck. We made it, guys. We made it. That was a long hike back. I'm tired now. Okay, we are back in the truck now, friends. It is 6:30, and yeah, so that was about 3 hours or so, 3.5. But really cool photo shoot. That kind of abandoned shed was for sure the kind of the main focus point of the whole shoot there. That was just a super cool find back there, and all those photos turned out really good. Can't wait to look at those on the computer there. But got good sun coming through on all those shots, and just really kind of some cool shots there along the way as well. So pretty stoked with this one. And it's always good to check out a new spot. Been checking out a lot of new spots this summer for sure. But yeah, I'm pretty hot, pretty tired right now. It's about 6:30 on this Saturday, August night, and actually right now there's not really much sun left. This wildfire smoke, this haze is really starting to set in, and the evening hours, the sun just gets really dull. So I don't think I'm going to go over to the creek area. It's like a DNR trout fishing stream. We'll save that for another day, and I'll have more time, you know, if I save it for another day, and we can go out there and do a full-on photo shoot. But so this will be it for this one. Yeah, I got an hour drive back as well, so I'm probably definitely just want to wrap it up here. But overall, good time out here, good time hiking, fun checking out a new spot for sure out here in Viroqua. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say for this one. Pretty drive out here as well, just a very scenic area. So, but yeah, this was a good one. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys back at the crib for the photo review. What is up, friends? We are back in the crib here for the photo review of episode 8 for summer 2025. And yeah, that was a pretty good photo shoot. Definitely a lot of hiking to get out to that kind of the main focus point of the shoot, the old kind of rundown farm shed there. But yeah, it was quite a bit of work to get out there. I think it was, yeah, like an hour and 2 hours worth of hiking just to get out to that spot. But really cool area. Don't really get the chance to go down there. It's kind of to the south of, or like southeast, I guess, of where I'm at. But yeah, it's just far enough away, about an hour away, that I don't really get out to that area too often. So yeah, just wanted to check out a kind of a brand new spot, a brand new hiking trail. And yeah, a lot of that was kind of like mountain biking trails. So there was it was just looping around in the woods there for quite a while. And I was looking at the map, kind of scoping out that area
like I kind of mentioned in the photo shoot beforehand, and I had seen that kind of rundown shed on the map, but I didn't really know if I like how I would get out there. But thankfully, that trail kind of just connected at the end there to kind of go into that other area where that shed was. So I was thinking I might have to, walk all the way back or hike all the way back, hop in the truck, and then drive out to that spot. But we kind of just made it all one big hike, and yeah, that was pretty good shoot for sure. But yeah, a lot of hiking around. But I was really happy with the shots that I did get at that shed. That was kind of the main focus, and yeah, you could really kind of tell in this photo shoot, I think, that it's we had a lot of those that kind of late summer sun as the sun was setting there, kind of getting close to 5-6 o'clock. Those shadows were getting pretty long. It was still really hot on that day. I was definitely sweating a lot out there. It was super hot and stuff, but that was the beginning of August, so kind of started to see a little bit of yellow tint in those leaves, and that was really cool to see. But overall, yeah, can't complain. It was a really fun shoot, and always good to explore kind of a new spot, which I've been doing quite a bit of this summer, or throughout these summer episodes. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the intro here. So let's just hop onto the screen, and we'll start reviewing. I have edited a few of those from the shed so far. I'll show you guys those at the end. And then I did also record some vertical video to go along with those as well. But I'll kind of just show you guys those at the end there. But we'll just start out here at the kind of the start of the trail, getting just some kind of standard shots of the trail here, just with this bench getting really lit up. We had really good sun on that day. It was really bright. I got out there, I think got out there around like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. So at that point in the shoot, it was still kind of early hours. So you guys can see in some of these photos, it's just really bright. We had there's like no clouds in the sky for these, but didn't take too many shots there in the beginning. Just mainly was trying to get out to this spot and kind of focus on this area, which was where I was getting most of the shots. So the beginning part of that shoot was mostly just me getting out to this area, which took a while, but got some nice landscapes here, a little bit of a trail. I just kind of like this scene for the sun and the fact that you had this kind of trail scene going through, and then you could kind of see in the distance there a little bit of a ridge line, kind of a big house, and then I was kind of pointing out there in the shoot there was this kind of water tower on that ridge line there, so was trying to just pick up those in the image. But overall, I just kind of liked how this scene looked in the field. Very green, good sunlight coming through here. And then, yeah, we did have a little bit of that hazy kind of wildfire smoke that you can kind of see there. That was also why the sun was getting kind of muted during the evening and sunset hours. But I should have spent more time at this shot, just looking over these images. I really like this kind of angle with the cornfield through those trees, but I only took a few photos here because I didn't really see it for what it was in the moment. But I should have spent some more time at this shot because I think this one could have turned out a bit better. And then, yeah, we got to the shed here. Just shot a couple landscape shots through the woods. Very kind of overgrown scene. Got the sky poking through, but a little bit higher exposure here to bring out the highlights. But good sharpness and focus on the shed. There's a lot of clutter looking through on this scene here. A lot of kind of overgrowth that I had to try and hone in that focus for on the camera, but I think we got a good one here. These shots. Yep, a little bit lighter exposure to kind of brighten up that those shadows a bit. But overall, those turned out pretty good. First couple landscapes of the shed there, and then this was a shot I actually just edited up. Really cool vertical or portrait style shot of that kind of backside. Really kind of heavy shadows, darks here, but I really like this shot as well for the highlights and that kind of I was mentioning. We got kind of that yellow tint that you can kind of just start to see on the leaves there at the top getting lit up by the sunlight. So I thought that was pretty cool. You can kind of see it in the background of that shot as well, kind of there, a little bit of a yellow tint. So in the edit, you'll kind of see I brighten up and saturate those yellows as well, just to make them pop a bit more. Got the John Deere tractor, the 175, sitting here. Really cool landscape shot looking out through that backside of the shed here as I was rummaging around through there, checking it out. This was just a really cool find. I was having a lot of fun just kind of exploring everything around this. It's pretty cool. You don't get to explore stuff like this too often, so just having a lot of fun. But this was that final shot that I actually ended up editing, which I'll show you guys at the end. But that sunlight that I was kind of mentioning, it was just coming through at the perfect angle and hitting the seat of that tractor or the lawnmower. So that one turned out pretty sick. And yeah, I like the shadows of the shed itself in the foreground here, kind of making a nice natural frame or border to the image. That was pretty cool. Got some vertical shots of that as well, portrait style, but I kind of like the landscape better, to be honest. And at this point, you see, we had lost the sunlight that was hitting the John Deere. So these landscapes were definitely the right ones to pick out for the edit. And I was trying to focus on that sunlight as much as I could, trying to pay attention to it. Because, again, as the sun was setting relatively quickly at this point, and I was just in a very kind of wooded area, so I knew, working with a lot of shadows, and whenever you're in kind of the forest, it gets darker way quicker than it does on the outside of the forest because of all the shadows and whatnot, obviously. So I was paying attention to that sunlight and making sure that I was making use of the time that I had here. But really cool shot as well here, looking at the kind of looking in. So I was right here, kind of shooting out at the John Deere. I was kind of right there, making that frame, and then I stepped outside of it, pointed the camera the other direction, got this beautiful shot. And again, that sunlight coming through the trees in the top half of this image, I think looks really, really good. We've got good clarity on everything, as you can see. Really nice sharpness to this image. Really nice and clear. And yeah, that one turned out really good. Really like how that one turned out. Kind of a nice clash of colors here as well, with kind of that rusty red and then the greens and the bits of yellows at the top of the image. Just a really good kind of color scheme of late summer, I feel like, throughout these images. Kind of gives you that kind of burnt reds and light greens. So those were all of them. That was the last image there. So yeah, obviously the main focal point here was the shed throughout this entire shoot. I didn't take too many more photos other than these. So, but I'll show you guys the final edits here of these images. So that was the original one there, and then the edit, so you guys can see a little bit of changes. Obviously brought out those highlights a bit and the shadows. So that one turned out really cool. I really like that one. That one's pretty sick. And then the John Deere, really brought up the highlights on these because I wanted to make sure you could really kind of see the John Deere kind of logo on the mower. Maybe you could have kept those shadows a little bit darker, but I think it turned out all right. It's not too overly bright, I don't think. But again, that sky, that was kind of what I was trying to work with the best I could in the editing portion, was not blowing out the sky completely. Obviously, it is a bit blown out as it is. But I tried to kind of lower the whites and the highlights throughout the sky portion just to kind of, but even with it being pretty white, I still think it's a pretty good image because I had to keep it pretty high, pretty lighter in exposure when I was taking the shot, so I could kind of overexpose the shadows in the image a bit more. So it is what it is, but I still think this shot turned out pretty dang cool. Really like the framing of that barn too. And then haven't edited this so far yet, but this was that last shed shot there. That was the selected one, so I'll need to get that edited. And then I took some vertical video to go along with these shots as well. So kind of putting those together for like a little bit of a reel. Because I kind of like doing that, mixing the video with the photo in kind of a little clip is always fun to do. So, yep, those were all the images, guys. Those are pretty much it. So let's hop off the screen there. Overall, pretty fun shoot. Definitely a lot of hiking, like I was saying. But getting to that kind of old rundown farm shed was really cool. And then exploring that, I definitely wouldn't recommend going into stuff like that, like abandoned places and stuff that's kind of, you guys could probably really hear it creaking, like the wood and stuff really creaking there in the field footage. And it was definitely a little bit. I had my doubts. I was getting a little bit sketched out, kind of staying in there. It was fine, but when the thing is like tilted and slanted like this, and the wood pilings are just kind of rotting away. I wouldn't recommend doing stuff like that for sure. Definitely be safe out there, but I was as safe as I could, and we came away with some pretty dang cool shots. Like I said, you don't really get to explore stuff like that too often, where you can kind of just find something and walk right up to it. Obviously, I had to kind of go through a bunch of brush to get up in there, but I was wearing long pants and boots and everything. But it was pretty cool just to kind of walk up in there and explore it and get some pretty dang good shots. So those were honestly the ones that I was planning on getting, or the ones that I was kind of looking at getting for that whole shoot. But it was just a matter of figuring out how I would get over there. So, but it all turned out. So, that's pretty much it for episode 8 here, guys. Hope you enjoyed, as always. I definitely, I think that's probably I shouldn't say that. That's going to be probably the second to longest probably outing or hike that we've done this summer. We've got another one coming up here that is pretty dang long, but that's probably honestly the longest that I've hiked out to somewhere. I'm trying to remember, but it took like an hour and a half, 2 hours to get out to that spot. So definitely a lot of work, but we came away with some pretty cool images. So it was all worth it in the end. But that'll do it for me, guys. Thanks for sticking with me as always. I do appreciate it. If you made it to the end, you're an OG. I appreciate you. And that'll do it for me, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.